So it's just about the end of the month, which means it's time for Boots of the Month. I'm just going to hope that nobody drops anything ridiculous in the next 2 days. What's up guys, James here from Boot Wizard Boot Reviews, and today we are back outside because Copenhagen is experiencing the most ridiculous heat wave. So we're going to run through my top 5 boots of the month for this month. There honestly hasn't been that many releases compared to recently, which has actually made my job an awful lot easier. So, to run down the contenders for this month's boot of the month, we have... Okay guys, got a confession to make. We're all friends here, and I wouldn't lie to you. We've come inside, and we've not come inside because it's too hot or the light's no good. We've come inside because it's the day after I originally recorded that. Because I was editing it together, and I realised that I'd missed out one of the most important boots of the whole month. Hadn't even included it in the list. Sometimes the Boot Wizard makes mistakes. So we're going to do it again, and we're going to do it right. Feel free to drop down in the comments what you think it is that I missed off the list. It's in the top 5. So this month, in competition for the number 1 spot are the Lotto Stadio 100 range, the Diadora Brazil release, the Infinite Dark pack from New Balance, the Blackout Umbro pack, including that UX Acuro that I'm very keen on getting hold of, the Dazzle Camo pack for the Nike Tiempo Legend 8, the Puma King Special Edition Lukaku edition, the Lotto Solista Gravity and that Solista 200 range, the Vapor 13 Speed Freak Neymar, and an Adidas 19.1 in a blackout colorway with a leather toe box, a boot that they have brought back. So at number 5, I have gone for a pack that I'm actually desperate to get hold of. It is the Infinite Dark pack from New Balance. Specifically, I want to get hold of that Tequila V2. Now, the Furon is great and is possibly the better looking of the two, but that Tequila V2 is such a great boot, and I feel like the hype was a bit lost when those boots were released because it took so long for the Tequila to actually get to the market. So this Infinite Dark pack really could boost that boot back up into people's minds, especially because it looks so good, and New Balance continue to absolutely kill it with their sole plates. The iridescent sole plate is so nice. Expect to see that boot on the channel soon. At number 4, it is the Romelu Lukaku edition of the Puma King Platinum. So this is basically exactly the same boot as the Puma King Platinum, but with some white accents, and it's in homage to Romelu Lukaku's father, who played in a very similar boot in his heyday. So it's an homage to Roger Lukaku. I think it's a real classy looking boot. It's a real nice idea to have that in homage to his dad, and I think that it's great that Lukaku does have the special edition as he's moved over to Inter. I feel like more players should get some special edition boots instead of us always seeing the CR7, the Neymar, the Mane and the New Balance. Like, I feel like it's the same all the time, so it's nice to see this Lukaku special edition, and it is clean. Super nice looking boot. At number 3, it's what I think could be the best boot that has been released this year. It is the Vapor 13. That doesn't mean that this goes to number 1 though. It might be the best boot, but this is not a new release. It's not a limited edition. It is a special Neymar colorway though. This Speed Freak edition of the Vapor 13 is definitely one of the best looking ones that's been released so far. Probably the best Neymar special edition for quite some time in terms of colorway, but I do feel like it still lacks story. It doesn't quite grab me as to why they've made yet another signature boot for Neymar, despite the fact that he's not really done anything apart from try and drive a move away from PSG, which isn't really a good reason to have a boot. But it's fantastic looking. The boot itself, as I say, is probably the best technical boot that has been released this year. Also expect to see the Neymar signature boot on the Boot Wizard channel very soon. So So I feel like there's only 2 boots that could possibly be left. And the one at number 2 is a limited edition. It is the Dazzle Camo Pack in the Nike Tiempo Legend 8. This was a boot that we first saw as almost a concept boot when players like Sergio Ramos were training in them. And we weren't sure if it was going to be released or if in fact it was going to be the very first colorway release. It's been delayed a little bit. There was only 888 pairs released, so it's super limited, which is awesome. They're numbered, which I love, and it's just something so different for the Tiempo. It's really, really special, and I love it. The only reason it's not higher is simply because it is a limited edition colorway. It's not a brand new boot, and it does have some competition from a boot that I've been very impressed by this month. And at number 1, it's the new Lotto Solista range. Of course it is. So that's the new laceless Lotto Solista Gravity and the Lotto Solista 200 3rd generation, which is the laced variation. This has been a boot that's really been special, I think, from Lotto. They've released a laceless boot that undercuts the pricing of the Adidas boots massively and performs better than pretty much every single one of them. It's up there on par, probably better than the Copa, and I think it beats every other Adidas boot for significantly less money, and it looks great too. The Solista 200 is £140 at full retail. Right now, you can pick it up for just over £100. I will also put a link for that in the description for you. It's an amazing boot. It has a phenomenal look, a really great knit upper, and it has a lacing system opposed to the laceless, so you get that great lockdown. I think that for the money, this is easily one of the best purchases at that price point on the market. I prefer it to the Vapor 13 Pro. You don't have to, I get that, but I really think it is that good. When one company releases 2 of the best value for money boots on the market in 1 month, you've got to sit up and pay attention, and that's why it gets my number 1 spot. I can probably use the footage I filmed outside again now. Let's give it a go. That's my list, now it's your turn. Put down in the comments what your top 5 boots of this month are. Also remember to subscribe to the channel and click over here if you want to grab my full tech spec reviews or the unboxings of any of those brand new Lotto boots. That's everything from Boot Wizard today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a good one, and I'll see you soon.